What's going on, guys? Your boy Mod, and this is straight to the music. So today I want to talk about a concept real quick of old music becoming new. I know we always had this rift between generations about, oh, our music was better, this music was better, or whatever. And sometimes that might seem like the case. I think you can find good music and bad music in every era, quote unquote. But I was in a doctor's office today, and one of the doctors was talking to me about, his son and his music taste. And so he was saying, like, I was walking around the house singing this song, and my son was like, "Hey, you know that song?" And the dad was like, "Do I know that song? Like, that song was made for me." You know what I'm saying? And so I just think that is interesting because, sometimes old music and new music, it can correlate. It just depends on who the listener is and how they're listening. So I know for us, right, especially when we play like a lot of games or watch movies and TV shows, we knew a lot of songs because of that. And then you start going to history on the songs or the artists, and you find out these songs might be 20, 30, 40 years old. And it's the same thing for the kids. I think, or the younger generation. I think it's super dope how, the younger generation, they find a song, they're like, "Oh man, this song is so cool." But then, like, for us that's a little older, we're like, "But we created that song." You know what I mean? Like, it was cool then too. Like, that song was cool then too. But I just think that it's so dope, that kind of concept, that it really is about your perspective and perception. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some songs I didn't like until I heard them in a movie, or I seen them in a TV show or on a game, and I'm like, "Man, I love this song." And it could have been a repetition. It could have been the scene that they used to go with it. But I think it's because music can tie you to moments. Does it make sense what I'm saying? Like, music can tie you to moments. And so depending on where you are, that song can tie you to something else. Like, for the son, it was because it's his favorite game. He's playing the game. He hears that song often. For the dad, that was a moment in his childhood that song might have represented. So I just think that that's a dope concept. Tell me what you think below about that concept, old music becoming new. And, just the thought of, do you think that's a good thing that generations are able to correlate that way? Does that mean that there isn't necessarily such thing as good music or bad music? What is your thoughts? What do you think about hearing certain music and then how that perception changes as a younger generation? Now they got dances to it, versus the older generation where it might not have had no dance to that song. Does that make some sense? So drop your thoughts below, drop your comments below. I'll be, responding to them as I can. And if you like what we do here or what I do here, straight to the music, man, you could donate. That helps keep me going. You know what I mean? Buy me a coffee or something like that. The Cash App is in the bio. Till the next time, it's your boy Mod. Peace.